Welcome back to the Hope to Hope Conference. I'm Kim White with the My Sexy Business team.
And I'm Coni Meyers with Crystalline Moment Success Movement and Publishing.
We have had a phenomenal day on
We
day
say that
three.
every day, but it's every day it's true.
And it's true. It's crazy true. But I will tell you, I'm super excited. I've been trying to figure out how we could get this girl on because she's a busy, busy girl, but she needed to be on the Hope to Hope with us. So I'm super excited to introduce the world to Mischelle O'Neill.
Hello. I am so super excited to be here.
Well, thank you for agreeing to it and working it out in your busy schedule. You actually are trying to get from point A to point B and do this interview, so I am grateful for your effort. And I was going to say, it may be that we cut out a little bit, and if anybody's listening, it's okay. Just keep on. We may lose Mischelle a little bit, and then she'll come back, and that's just how it's going to work. There she is. Mischelle is, she's retired Air Force. She is a business owner. She is I think really a good way to put it is a women's advocate who believes in empowering women. And she is a little fighter.
A fighter, the ultimate fighter, women, fighter for women, I read.
Is there anything else you can
Yes,
add?
yeah. No, it's all about how much voices we lose and all about it. It's not about the
I'm not sure if everybody can hear you. We're not hearing you. So,
Oh, there she is.
Can you
She's
hear me
back.
wait.
now?
Yes.
So all I was saying is not whether you win the fight, but it's whether you get back up again. And so that's what I want you to know. That's what true freedom is. You know what happens.
Okay, we're still having trouble. I don't know. Can someone tell me
I
if
lost you.
you
Are you there?
what? We're having a terrible time keeping you
Hello?
on. Can you hear us? Oh, we lost her completely for a minute. She'll come back on. Um, she she has some profound analogies is probably the right thing to call it about being a fighter and being a woman. And she has a series called Taking It to the Mat. And she deals with, I'm telling on you just so you know,
That's fine. That's fine.
but she has a series that she deals with issues that women have. And I like your one on Are You Desperate?
Yes. We have to, it's funny that sometimes we have to be to that point of being desperate to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when our best change comes when back is against the wall and when we say, I had enough.
Mm-hmm.
We take action. So a lot of times it's good to be in that place because otherwise we're not forced to take an action. And one of the things I wanted to put up on my page just recently, there was a young man who had tried, but was taking this chip. The only way he could alleviate his that hotness in his mouth is to do what we call when you have milk that alleviates your being burning in your throat. He was lactose. I thought it was so fun. All he had to do was drink some, but because he was lactose intolerant, he refused to drink the milk. And so it reminded me of that saying that when the pain to remain the same is greater than the pain to change, nothing will happen. So well, I always get it backwards. But anyway, what I'm saying is that pain has to be great enough that you're willing to make that change. And he wasn't willing to deal with the discomfort of lactose intolerant to make that change. So I hope you thing I said, but we have to be willing to make that change.
Yes, and we can be quite stubborn as women. We talk about we talk about being headstrong and stuff. And we need to be stubborn in a lot of areas of our life. Change is not one of them.
Nobody. Nobody.
I'm telling you, we fighters. Is just there. You let someone mess with our child, you let someone mess with, those that we love, and we're ready to fight. We're ready to duke it out. One of the stories I always tell is my grandmother. She would never. The one time that point, that breaking point, is when someone was messing with her, and she told them, she says, "I will ride your age to Jerusalem like Jesus rode his." So it's how when our back is up against the wall, we will fight, but we need to be able to fight that way for ourselves too.
And we're not very good at that. I think as women, and I'm guilty, I'll just say it for myself instead of making a generalization. If someone messes with my children, I will get violent. And my children are grown. But if someone messes with me, a lot of times, I'm like, well, they didn't really mean it, or it's okay, or it's kind of trying to say,
Exactly. My mother still today, if anything happens, she says, "Do I need to come there?" That's her first response. "Do I need to come there?"
mm-hmm.
Exactly. I think as a mom, we all feel that way.
I
Exactly.
love
But that's how we have to be about things that are important to us. It's up to us to make a difference in the world. It's up to us to find that thing that really drives us, that passion, that things that means something to us, and that we're willing to take action for. And until we are at that point, we will not take action. We will not fight for the things that matter to us. So it's just like the things that are going on now and in our society and in our world. We can make the change. We are that point of change. We are the people that can stand up one person at a time by affecting one life at a time. But we're not doing that because we're afraid of making the change. We're afraid of making the ripples. And until we stand up, until we're willing to fight for those things, no change will be made.
that. And I think that that's a really good point of changing things. Is It's like a violent action that you have to do against yourself, against someone else, against the concrete thing that you're fighting against. It almost takes violence to overcome that thing. And I don't mean like I'm going to fist fight somebody. I'm talking about violence that you have to be violent to change on the inside to stand up. It's to do something different.
Well, I heard.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Clients that I work for, work with, they inspire me. The thing that really gets me fired up is when I can see a woman really see her vision, see the things that are important to her, and now she's ready to work towards them. Because I am making a change in my own world by helping that one person see how she can make a change in her world. And that's inspiration on fire for me. That's my contribution to the world, and where I can't change the whole world, I can't fight for the whole world, but I can make that one change, make that one spark in one person, so that they will go out and affect their world, that they will be the game changer in their world.
Yes, you are an influencer of influencers.
Exactly. I don't need to be in the spotlight. That's for you.
So cute. I tell you what, you are one beautiful woman inside and out, and I
Oh,
was so honored whenever I first met you because you radiate just just a really really beautiful. I don't know what the right word is, but your presence is beautiful.
thank you. Well, what I remember about you, young lady, is you are a game changer. You are the princess of oil. And I was just so flabbergasted and astounded. I was like, yeah, you go, girl.
Well, she definitely lives up to her title. That's for sure.
But you inspired me because you were willing to go out there because you needed to make for your family and you knew your stuff. You were willing to step up and make that change. And I thought that was so inspiring. But not only that you made that change in your world, but that you want that same change for everybody else. You want
Yeah.
them to be able to grow. And that is awesome. That's why you're doing this Hope to Hope now.
Yes, ma'am. And I appreciate you because you get me. I think that's one of the sweetest things that when we were together, it's like, oh my goodness, we are two peas in a pod because we both
Yes.
understand that things need to change, and we can be the change, and we can also affect the change, impact the change. I mean, you can list the whole
Influence the change.
influence the change, and I love
And
it.
things that I ran up against in the military was, and I hope I have no haters, help me, but there was a woman who, because it was in a male dominated world, we would either try to be like one of the guys, which I actually, or you're ready to embrace that, hey, I'm a woman, I am who I am, and I'm gonna make it happen in spite of how they feel. And that's a fight that we fight continually, and that's what you were dealing with, and that's why I got you. You said I got you because I was in that same kind of world, that male dominated world. I was actually, when I first came in, I was an electrician, and so it was to the point where when I was over in Okinawa, the Okinawans wouldn't even let me do anything but put a plate on a light switch because I was a girl. And
Oh
that was
my
a
goodness.
while
Oh
back.
wow!
Yes.
Oh my
So
goodness.
so yes, I got it when you were telling me the things that people just discount you right off. But by the time I finished, I was the one that was going in the ceiling. One, because I was the smallest one, and they could get me up there in the ceiling, crawling through the ceiling. But but they understood that, yeah, I could bend that pipe just as well as they could. I wrote fire just as well. It- Did I lose
Oh, I think you're back. I think we lost you for
you?
a
Okay.
minute. Well, I think that it's.
You lost.
Oh, now I've lost her completely. She'll be back. she's versed at Be Live as well. That we just know that this is sometimes what happens, and when you're traveling down the road and trying to do an interview because a princess begs you to please make time, then sometimes you just get lost as you're going from one tower to another on your cell service. So she'll be right back. Here she is. We appreciate you trying to be on with us. And I can't tell if you're back on, if you can hear us or not. I think we lost you again.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have heard from so many people that have such crazy stories and such a variety of things that they have overcome. And I know that you have overcome some things. What would you give as a tip to women and men to help them overcome just that feeling of being stuck and alone and what they're going through. And
Okay, can you hear me? 'Cause I'm
yes,
sure you can hear me first.
yes.
Okay. So one of the tips, one of the thing is when I say taking it to the mat is really important. And the reason I say mat is because we're discussing your mindset, your arsenal, and your training. And I'll explain each one of those. But what's important about that is no matter what situation you find yourself in, if you know the thought process, if you know how to go back to that, then you can get through any situation. I'm not saying that you're not going to deal with fear because we always deal with fear, but it's a matter of getting through that. So if we know this, the mindset, we have to check, what are our values? What's important to us? We have to also check, what are those stories that keep playing in our mind? Are we giving ourselves positive self-talk? And so we have to check any fighter when he goes into the ring. It starts with his mindset. Without the right mindset, you're not going to win. You can have all the power in the world, but if you're not there with the right mindset, it's not going to work. Then you have to have the right arsenal. So what is that? The right resources. You can't be afraid to reach out and ask for help from others. You can't be afraid to use your network and those that are around you. But also your arsenal is when they go into battle, they have their armor, their out. So those are the things. How you look each day, how you feel about how you look each day. So how your wardrobe is, everything that you put on or everything that you take in the battle for you with you, that's your arsenal. And then the last thing is your training. We have knowledge that we gain from school or from others, and that's great. But there's also, the sun is right in my face, but also but also there's that practical knowledge, of course. Then there's your life experiences, the things that you take with you from your life experience. Like for me, for instance, I have things that no matter where I am, there's my mother sitting there with me, there's my grandmother sitting there with me, because every piece of knowledge that I've gained from them is there with me, and I take that with me into battle. So it's all that knowledge, all that practical knowledge, all that learned knowledge, and all that education that you have. You need to take those things. And when you have all three of those things, you can fight any battle.
I love all of that. I just want you to know, you just blow me away because you just kick it into high gear and
Go for it.
and go for it. You just slam us with all this stuff we have to stop and think about.
I can't write fast enough.
I just get too excited. My family say I'm too happy. No, so
Well,
but I so go ahead.
well, you're exactly right in what you're saying, though, that we have got to stop long enough to assess that. Assess our and you use the term battle when we go into a battle. I think if we would take it as serious as going into a battle, we would have our weapons ready. We would have
Exactly.
we'd be prepared. We'd be prepared.
Well, each day is it's just like when you're in the world. There are certain things that you need to do. My there, I am 100% present in the situation I am. And that's so important. When you're fighting a battle, when you're in a situation, you need to be 100% there and present so that you can focus on the things that need to be focused on.
We just talked to Christiana Capra, and we were talking about she does equine therapy. And in her equine therapy, she was talking about the horses are always present. Like when they're in the arena with the people, they're present. And I think that that's where humans lack, is we get sidetracked or distracted or we could use a lot of terms for that, but
well, and I think it's very interesting. I mean, we've had several of the people today talk about being present.
yes.
And it's absolutely critical. Okay. Hi again.
Hi. But you know why it's so critical? See, it's like I never got out. But you know why it's so critical? Because to that person, you really do. It's like I try when I'm with my husband, I will put my phone down. I try to be present with him. And when I'm with my daughter, I try to be. You ever remember as a mom before, because we say we multi, that my daughter would be like, "Mom, you're not listening to me. You're not hearing what I'm saying." And so
Right.
I that really, I mean, to this day, she'll bring that up. So that's really important to her, that at that time I'm present. And it's funny because with her, I would grab her face in my hand and say, "Are you listening to me?" Now, I want her to be present with me, but I'm not present with her.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. You have a couple of ladies who totally agree with you and understand what you're saying.
Yeah. It's hitting me now. You know, I'm grown now and out on my own. No, I'm grown now, and it's finally hitting me that, you know, we learn from our mistakes and we see things, but that's why it's important that we teach the young women coming up now. We teach them. It's important that we teach them the mat, so that when they get in certain situations, feeling like there's no recourse, there's no way out, that nobody cares, they can think through that situation and come out on the other side. That they're not dependent on other people to make them feel worthy, but that they know that at the end of the day, they're the victor. We have to learn that being the victor, just to stand strong.
You know, oh my goodness, you are so right. And showing up to a battle is one of the biggest things I talk about for business stuff. Is you can't slack in your showing up. Like, you need to show up for things. You need to be there. And I think that what you're talking about being present is exactly that. We can be physically in a room with our kids or with people and not be there.
Right.
But when we show up with everything to our middle and give them the attention that teaches them they're worthy of our attention.
Exactly.
Rather than being
exactly. Yeah. But it took me a long time to realize that. And so, and you know how as you get older, you be like, I don't care anymore. But one of the things that really stand my favorite saying is, what are they gonna do? Take your birthday? You know, at the end of the day.
When you get the age, I'd be more than happy for them to take the birthday.
But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, who's gonna be there? And those are the people that matter. And those are the people that you need to stand up for, and you need to be present, and you need to fight for.
Mm-hmm. Amen again. I feel like I just need to be your amen corner today.
But, you know, is there anything else you want to ask me or anything? Because, girl, I can go on forever, you know.
Well, I just want you to kind of tell everyone what you do for people, because I kind of know some of the things you do. I know you like coach and mentor, and you do speaking engagements, and you have your series on online of, taking it to the mat, and you do so many different things. How could, if I'm a struggling woman and I want to find out and get in touch with that fighter side of me and learn how to do things in a better way, how can you help me?
In a nutshell, there's no cookie cutter. There's no magic potion, magic formula, or anything like that. And that's why I love to coach, because I need to get in there and see where you are and what your mindset is. I I love working with the high achiever, the person who knows they want to move forward, but they're just stuck and they're not sure what to do, or they live in fear. And when I say fear, a lot of times we don't want to admit it, but it's that fear of what will everybody say, what I fail, what if I fall, what if, but it's the what if that we need to we need to be able to take that risk. And when you know you can get back up again, it's like not being able to pay your rent, or what if I lose my house, or what if. But if you know that I'm an able body, I know I can find a job, I know I can work, you will take that risk. So it's knowing, again, the resilience and how to get back up again, how to go through that thought process and get back up again. And so what I do is I love having that conversation and getting deep and going deep. So it's not for the faint heart. I'll tell you right up front. We're going to go deep.
And I want to add this to your description. And that is, you're not a motivator. Like, you're not looking for people who don't want to work and want to just, be coddled. You are not their flavor. You are like me.
No.
You're like me in the fact that we don't want to motivate you or talk you into something. We want to help you facilitate what it is that you need to be doing.
Yes.
We don't want to talk you into working.
Look, in a nutshell, I'm gonna help you put your big girl panties on, okay?
Exactly. I was just going to say that, Michelle. You got to put your big panties on and do it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, and there are some of us that are broken, but that's not my wheelhouse. It's I need you ready to take action, because I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna get on the mat with you. We're gonna go sparring, we're gonna do that thing, but we're gonna get to the other side, and then you're gonna know how to pick up from there.
Well, you're building champions in the ring. You're not building
You're not getting them to the ring. You're building them inside the ring.
I'm on the mat with you, hon. We're going down.
I like this woman.
Peas in a pod. Whether you like me or not, you're stuck with me, because I'm telling you, we are.
I'm telling you, if you want me to hold you and cry with you, I love you, but I'm not your girl. We need to get in. We need to get there and make something happen. And that's all. I love working with people, like I said, that are ready to make a change in their world, that want to make a difference in their world, whether they want to fight for their kids' school, better education, or whether they want water for a particular country, whatever. Those that want to make a change, that see a need and want to get in there and make a difference.
And should I say amen again?
Amen. I'll say this time.
Amen.
It's time for us to step up and rise.
Well, and how can they get a hold of you? I'm going to put it in the comments. So tell me what you want me to put in there.
You can catch me anywhere at MischelleO'Neil.com or Mischelle O'Neil. I'm at Mischelle O'Neil. Just spell my name right. Mischelle. But let me tell you, I am the other Michelle O. Simple as that.
Okay.
So are you .com? You said MichelleO'Neil.com?
Yes, ma'am. I'm MichelleO'Neil.com. And then on any social media, I'm Mischelle O'Neil.
Okay. Well, I have tagged you, and I have spelled your name properly this time.
And she corrected me when I spelled it wrong. So
look, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you the story behind that is my mom said, I am Miss Shell. I will always have respect.
Oh,
wow.
That's awesome. Well, I want to point out, though, I didn't misspell Mischelle. I put an I instead of an A in your name.
Oh, no. It's A-L.
I fixed it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I found you on Facebook, so I sent you a friend request. So I'll be able to look at it and see how to spell it correctly.
I don't know who you go get if you put it any other way, so I can't be responsible for that.
We don't want somebody other
Yeah,
than
we
you.
don't want anybody else.
That's right. Kim, I just want to thank you again for putting this out. I have been watching your guests. You have been having some phenomenal guests, women who have risen above what life has handed them. That the women who do fight have some phenomenal fighters. I just loved watching your previous shows. So I just want to thank you for doing that, because a lot of times when we see what other people have gone through, we're able to say, "Hey, I can do this too."
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that, because this conference means a lot to me, because it is about that exact thing. Is we want people to know that no matter where they're at, I am grateful that you said that, and grateful for you coming and being one of the powerhouse speakers. You are phenomenal.
Well, thank you, and thank you for being I'm telling you, thank you for being so patient with me being on the road. I don't know how this is coming over live, but I just wanted to make sure I was here for you and with you, two wonderful ladies.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, this is Kim White with the My Sexy Business Team for the Hope to Hope Conference, and I'm with
Coni Meyers with Crystalline Moment Success Movement and Publishing.
We are about to head into the next session at, okay, I got to get this right. We will be 2:30 Pacific, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern with Ada Picone. You don't want to miss out on hearing her story either.
You do not want to miss her story. So we'll see you back here in
a few minutes.
In a very few minutes. So I'll look at the clock.
Love you, Mischelle.
Take care.
Bye.